Shining a bright red, as always, is I Red Luster, and I want to try something a little different this time. Today I'm not going to be doing any kind of gameplay or anything. Today I'm going to be doing more of a analysis. And I think I'm going to I'm going to analyze each survivor, analyze their perks, talk a little bit about them, how I feel about them, and see if, talk if they're underpowered, overpowered, or a nice medium, a nice balanced. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the perks. I want to do more of an analysis video. So, the first character that we're going to start with is Dwight. And Dwight has 3 perks called Bond, Prove Thyself, and Leader. Now, starting with Bond allows you to see the aura of nearby allies. Now, this perk is relatively meta, but personally, I don't like using it. I never saw the point in knowing where all your survivors are in a small area, because I don't really see why you would need to know where they are at all times in a small area. Personally, I use empathy, because that allows me to see where injured survivors are from any distance, which is, in my opinion, a bit more useful, because that pretty much allows me to see where the killer is on the map, because if you're working on a generator, and you look up and you see someone injured, you know the killer is right by them, so you either know how far away they are, or if they're coming towards you. I can see why people use Bond, but personally, I just prefer empathy. That's just my opinion. I would say Bond is a balanced perk. It's not overpowered. I would say maybe it's a little bit underpowered. The range could be just a little bit higher, but it's all personal preference. If you want to know where all survivors are within 20 meters of you, it's a good perk. But I personally don't see why you need to know that information. Now, the next perk is Prove Thyself. Prove Thyself pretty much makes it so that anyone repairing a generator with you don't suffer the repair penalty. It also gives you a little more blood points, but that's not what's important here. What's important here is that repair speed bonus. Whenever 2 survivors are working on the same generator, both survivors suffer a small penalty to their work speed. A generator takes 80 seconds to complete, but when you're working on it with another survivor, instead of taking 40 seconds, it takes 44 seconds. If you use Prove Thyself, that extra 4 seconds is gone. It takes only 40 seconds. And again, it also gives you more blood points, but you already get so many blood points from the co-op action to begin with. You don't really need Prove Thyself to give more. But what's really problematic about this perk in particular is that repair speed bonus. Generators already take so little time. Adding anything that reduces that time even further is a bit problematic, because, like I said, generators already go so fast. This perk literally just makes them go faster if you're working with somebody. Would I say it's overpowered? No, but it's not good. It's not good for the game. It's not healthy. Because, killers need every little moment they get. This shaves off 4 seconds, which doesn't sound like much, but when time is already so thin, thinning it out any further, you can really feel it, But that's why I think of Prove Thyself. Like I say, it's not overpowered, and I wouldn't say it's weak either. It's just it's problematic. At least for today's meta, as of the current version of this game. This could change entirely if the perk gets reworked or if objectives are changed or something like that, but as it stands, Prove Thyself isn't overpowered, it's problematic. And finally, the last perk is Leader. Leader pretty much makes it so that everyone within a small radius of you does things faster, just a little bit. Anything but generators. So, if you're healing someone, they get healed a little bit faster. If you're looking through a chest, you look through it faster. If you're cleansing a totem, you cleanse it faster. It's not an overpowered perk by any means, but it is. I wouldn't say it's weak either. It's just specific in a vague way. I'm not really sure how I feel about Leader. I definitely wouldn't say Leader is overpowered. It definitely doesn't carry any kind of games at all, but it certainly isn't so underpowered that I think it would need a nerf or buff or I don't know. I would probably say like maybe the effect persistence should be a little bit longer than 15 seconds, maybe like 20, 22 seconds. That like maybe that will make people use it a little bit more, but I'd say it's a fairly balanced perk for the most part. Like I said, it's not game changing by that much, but I mean, if you had to pick, if you had like no perks or Leader, I would definitely take Leader. It does something, and it also affects how fast you get healed by your teammates. So if you want your teammates to heal you faster, then use Leader. But aside from that, wouldn't say it's a very overpowered or underpowered perk. Overall, I'd say Dwight's perks are... I'd say they're okay, for the most part. Like I said, the only real one that's problematic is Prove Thyself. And that's only problematic because of the game's current meta of just gens. But aside from that, it's got some pretty nice cheatables. I wouldn't say he'd be your first pick to start, trying to get his perks, but he's not half bad either. Well, that's going to do it for this video. This has been the analysis for Dwight's perks. I've never done an analysis video before, and this is more just my general opinions on stuff, so take it as it is. It's just my thoughts, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think any of these perks are overpowered or underpowered, or do you think Dwight's perks are fairly balanced for the most part? Let me know. Anyway, this has been Red Luster, signing out.